Thanks. The picture in the top left here is of St. Michael's Residential School in Alert Bay on Vancouver Island. St. Michael's was one of many Indian residential schools in a network across Canada whose primary purpose was to disconnect Aboriginal children from their families, languages, and cultures. Just last week, this school was finally demolished by the Namgi First Nation. And just before this excavator started tearing down the walls of the building, former students of the school hurled rocks at the school itself as an expression of rage for the abuse that they'd suffered there and the languages and cultures that had been stolen from them. That brings me to this second school here, Vancouver's Aboriginal Focus School, where Aboriginal cultures are celebrated in the classroom rather than being suppressed. This school provides a unique opportunity for Aboriginal students in Vancouver to connect with their cultures. As a social psychologist, I know that cultures and connecting with them is extremely important for general well-being and enabling us to navigate our social worlds effectively. For that reason, I was surprised when I learned that even though the school had been open for 2 years, very few parents had sent their kids there. These programs won't succeed if they're not well supported. So my supervisor and I collaborated with the principal at the school to try and understand what was getting in the way of parents supporting this program. I spent about a month in the community talking to many parents, trying to understand what they thought about this kind of a school. What I found surprised me. While many Aboriginal parents reported that they felt disconnected from their cultures and communities, and that the Aboriginal Focus School was a potential way that they might reconnect themselves and their children with their cultures, the fact that it was directed towards Aboriginal students reminded many parents of residential schools. Even though the school is open to non-Aboriginal students, many parents were afraid that the institution would become segregated and ultimately the quality of education provided would be substandard, just like at residential schools. While that's not the whole story of this school, what it tells us is that part of the tragic legacy of residential schools is a deep mistrust for these kinds of Aboriginal-focused programs for many Aboriginal parents, even though these programs may be very well-intentioned. Therefore, programs like the Aboriginal Focus School need to do a little bit more to convince parents that they're providing a high-quality education, that they are not perpetuating residential schools, but enabling communities to heal from them. Thank you very much.